In this video, I want to talk about low kicks. Yes, I have been listening to your request, and I'm trying to answer the questions that you guys send me in the comments and when you reach out to me. So somebody did ask me about my low kicks or low kicks in general. So with regard to low kicks, I teach 3 specific ways of throwing a low kick for Muay Thai and kickboxing. So let's begin. The first way I was taught low kicks, and the first way that we teach low kicks, specifically in Muay Thai, is like a chop kick, is what we call it. You really step into your low kick, and your weight comes down, right? And then everything, as you open up, everything chops down. When you're looking at the leg and you're looking at your opponent, the kick comes, it goes around, and it chops right here. Chops down. I want you to see this line here. This is going to be important. So the knee arcs around. When the kick whips, it chops right here, downward. So we refer to that as a chop kick. So fighting stance, you take your step, you chop down. You're in your stance, you take your step, and you chop down. It's a powerful kick. It's very effective. You're using your whole body in that kick. It's why it's so devastating. Stepping onto this lead leg, making sure I'm turning my foot out so that my hips can fully commit to this kick, and then all my weight turns and drives down. Make sure you keep your arm up, jam hand, okay? You do not want to be stepping into a kick like this. Leg kicks bring you closer to your opponent, and the counter to a kick is always a punch, a straight 2 mostly. If you're kicking like this, with your chin up, you're gonna get punched in the face. So when you do this or practice this kick, you step out, elbow up, and when you kick, you jam. What I actually do, there's the 2 gloves, I actually jam up their gloves, so I call it a jam hand. So I'm here, I step, right? So remember, we commit our hips, our momentum, all of our body, and we chop down, whipping everything, chopping downward through the leg, and all that weight and momentum chops down. Very powerful kick. The next one is something I started to see as a fan of kickboxing, and my students will hear me refer to it as a K1 kick. This is because I was seeing it during K1 days. What I saw primarily with kickboxers was here, and they like to stand with a high guard, so they're squared. Now Muay Thai we square as well, we're a bit squared. So and when kickboxing, you stay squared. What you don't like to do is fully rotate your hip. You like to stay where when you commit your kick, you're able to go back into your punches, right? So you're punching combo, and they do the little kick and come back. So what it is ultimately is a cut kick. So a cut kick cuts upward into this tissue here. So the kick comes up. And that's devastating in its own way, because sometimes they've said that you can like tear muscle here. So kicking upward into the leg like this. So if I'm in front of my target and here's the leg, okay, I'm kicking upward. So it's called a cut kick because it cuts upward. So again, I'm here. I don't fully commit my hips. You see that? And I'm swinging my arm, I just like that, but generally you see it, they're here so that their hands are ready to fire. Again, not overcommitting their hips. They like to stay squared when they throw that kick, so they're ready to respond. So the big difference between a chop kick and a kickboxing or a cut kick, leg kick, is when you're cutting up, again, you don't fully commit your hips. You're here, and then, or you hit your high guard, and you're here, okay? But it cuts up, all right? And if you see my foot doesn't commit fully like a chop kick or a Muay Thai leg kick, it just slight step or even stays here, and you're cutting upward. And what you don't have is all that momentum, all your weight chopping down. So it's more of the whip going up for that kick. Again, it's very effective, it's very fast. It's a good weapon if you have somebody who counters fast with their hands, or again, if you just are close, you can really, you're in a boxing range, you can really fire that kick fast. So that's like a close range leg kick. It's a quick one and just as effective in a different way. Now the last one I refer to as a dragon's tail. When I was taught to throw kicks in Muay Thai, my first Muay Thai coach was always explaining to whip the dragon's tail, the dragon's tail. So you got to picture like a big dragon with this big tail, and he whips the tail around. So that tail, when it whips as long as possible, right? And it's the end of that whip that generates the most damage. So I love this kick, and I usually use it to hit the back leg. Most people don't know how weak someone's back leg is because they don't train it as much. They always have this leg up front, and so this is the leg that's used to taking the damage when they spar and when they train. Also, if they're marching or they're checking a lot, traditionally, this leg bears most of the weight. So when you're kicking this leg, it's kind of able to take the damage, right? A, because it's conditioned to do so, and B, because it's not fully planted. There's not a lot of weight on it, okay? But this back leg, especially if they're like a floating guard kind of person and they're constantly moving and keeping their weight on this back leg, when you whip around and you start killing that leg on the front or the back, if you have someone trying to check kicks and you have a good dragon's tail and it whips under both legs or through this first leg to the back leg, those are finishing kicks. It's the same as the chop kick or the standard Muay Thai kick, right? Now, so I'm here, there's my standard leg kick for Muay Thai, right? But what I do when I throw my dragon's tail, there's a bit of a hop, and there could be a hop in your chop kick that makes it even more powerful, but you're further away. So if I'm this far away, I always ask my students, can I kick you with my leg? And they generally don't think you can because they're used to that kind of distance. So they're not seeing the potential of me hitting them from this distance, right? And what it is me taking this step and then extending my leg as far as it could possibly go. Like when I'm throwing this kick, I try to imagine my foot as I flex it, just whipping out as far as it possibly can go. So I'm here, right? And just make it really long. Right? So what you lose is I'm not this close like on the chop kick, so all this weight of my upper body chopping down, but what I gain is all the momentum of that extension in that whip when I'm extending outward. I practice this one a lot when I shadow box, right? I'm here. So you might be watching this saying, well, those look exactly the same. The basic mechanics are. It's the finish that's different. And of course, the distance. So, chop kick, I'm standard kicking distance, right? Standard kicking distance. And then I chop. And then I chop. Right? Standard kicking distance. The dragon's tail whips outward. See? A little bit further. Little hop, extension. Little hop, extension. Whips further. The way I use this on the back leg is I take a little step here, generally with the 2, and then when I jump, I whips around. Even if they check, he usually whips around this check to kill this back leg. So I step here, and then I reset and make it long. So here, here. Again, you can set up with a punch.
So for the end of this video, I figured the best thing to do was show you a prime example of how these low kicks can be very effective. Here we have one of my students and fighters. He's making his amateur Muay Thai debut. He's facing an opponent who had a bit of experience. He had one Muay Thai fight over my student, but he also had some MMA fights, so he's an experienced amateur fighter. Going into this fight, what I wanted to stress to my student was the difference in height and the experience as far as the type of fighter we were facing. So, we're facing a boxer who has a significant height advantage. So I advised my student to attack the legs. When you're fighting someone that's much taller than you, I told my student, you need to chop that tree down. I also often tell my students and fighters that kicks can kill the boxer. So I want you to watch this display of low kicks in this Muay Thai fight. I believe you'll see an example of every kick I showed in this video. There's the cut kick, and he feels it immediately. Right into a chop kick, and then a dragon's tail, and his opponent is down. You can tell he's feeling the effects as he's walking, but he's game to continue the fight. As the two re-engage, he's trying to find a way to put his feet, step comfortably to get his punches going, but he fears the kick, and boom, a long whipping inside leg kick. And Brandon finishes the fight in 1 minute. It's a very proud moment for me, watching him showcase his skills, apply his techniques, and see all his hard work pay off in the ring. Yeah, so again, very exciting. And I wanted to show this because I just don't think you're going to find a better example of how effective these low kicks are. I mean, Brandon didn't throw a single punch and he finished his opponent in 1 minute. Fortunately, Deontay was okay, so we were happy to see that. And I want to give props to his opponent. He was a great guy, very respectful, a tremendous martial artist, and we were happy to share the ring with him that day.
Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll keep this thing going. And we'll see you in the next video.